Okay, just been filled in the emini S&P here early in the session. Today is Friday, July the 18th, 2014. So I've put a couple lines on here. The dash line is the overnight high. The blue line there is the where the good selling started yesterday. I'll just make yeah, so you can see them here. There's the blue line right there. Right at the top of that magenta bar from the late selling spike from yesterday, and the dash line there. So obviously it had a good move down yesterday. We had additional follow through as well yesterday, so overnight I should say, so even lower than the low that was formed during the regular trading session yesterday. So pretty good sell off. We've been in an up market for a long time, but we've come down to the 48 level, which is a key support. So we're very, very short term down, but longer term up. So a little bit of a conflict there, but the short term bias intraday is down. So what I've done is, as soon as this market formed that buying green bar, formed the new high for the day, I got short one tick below it right there. So you can see where the market opened here and had a nice little rally up, and then that's where it formed that green, which I have identified as a level 2 buying bar. You can make your bars any color you want. We have level 1, 2, and 3. Level 3 is the strongest, so this is the medium aggressive buying. You can see its low got taken out right away right there, so that's where I got short at 59.75. So I really feel the market has got some pretty good weight on it. Could certainly go down and test the low formed right there, 57 and a quarter, and maybe even lower. Now the fact that it went down all the way to around 42 overnight and has come back is a little disconcerting. I'm going to go ahead and put my buy limit 2 in here at 58.25. That would be a point and a half, and in the emini S&P that's 6 ticks. Each tick is worth $12.50. So go ahead and see if we can get filled for half of the position. Always like to go, not always, but I usually will go and exit half of the position for a reasonable profit, usually around a point to 2 points in the emini S&P. This one here is right down to the low of that high velocity move at 58.25. So I do expect the market to have a bit of a push lower here, and perhaps get down and reach that. So I'm going to go ahead and put my buy stop in above the high of that trigger bar that I actually entered the trade on. So I'm going to go ahead and I've got my protective stop in there at 61.50 now, short at 59.75. So it's about a point and 3/4 risk on this particular trade. So you can see we just got a little bit of a buying bar that decelerated. It has that dot and triangle above its high, which is an indication of the weakness of the attempt to move higher. So we should get a little bit of a push lower right now and hopefully get filled on our first objective at 58.25. So we'll just let that sit for a minute. Okay, it just went down and tapped onto our target price. We'll see if it's going to fill us. And at which time we will go ahead and make an adjustment on our protective buy stop. Give a little bit more room to move there, or to view. Okay, we just got filled on it, as you can see. It's come down and taken up the 58.25, so we did get filled on that. So I want to adjust my protective buy stop here down to 2 contracts. Obviously we only have 2 contracts left, as you can see there in the white with the red background. That's the number of contracts in the open position. So we want to match that with our stop. So we've got our buy stop there at for 2 contracts. Now you can see that little pop up there with that deceleration bar that I was just indicating. So the high of that bar is right at our entry price at 59.75. So I'm going to bring the stop down to just one tick above there. And should that decel bar get taken out, we will be stopped at, we'll have a one tick loss on those two contracts, so it will be a total of a two tick loss should that happen. But we've already locked in a bit of a profit here. We've got our point and a half or 6 ticks on each of the two contracts that we had shorted, so we got a total of 12 in there. So should it turn around and stop us, we'd lose 2, so we'd have a net 10 tick profit. So hopefully the market can come down here and make a new low, maybe even come down and who knows, maybe even test yesterday's low. If not, then there's some half decent buying in play on the short term, just in the day time frame, and we'll adjust that accordingly. But for the time being, we'll let this sit and see what we can get out of it. This deceleration bar that we just had that touched on the low of the day, it's obviously had a bit of a rejection of that. So okay, we've started to back up here, and you can see that high did get taken out. So it looks like the market has got a bit of some, a little bit of strength in it. So we've got our stop in place, and we'll just watch it and see should we get stopped or not. Which will be fine. I mean, if we do get stopped and the market is showing some strength, we could have an opportunity on the long side, depending on how it breaks through, and can it hold above that horizontal line there that I've got at 59.75, which is where the very strong selling started yesterday late in the day. Yeah, that's that good area there. It's a good down move that we had yesterday, a good selling spike, which will often contain the market. So another good reason to try and get short up in here is it's testing in that area. Okay, just formed another decel bar right at that same high again. So which is a good sign for now, although should it break higher, we could definitely have some follow through up. So just keep that in mind here. Pretty quiet in here. Not getting a lot of follow through to the downside that we were anticipating. Not really getting the rally either, but the fact that it's not moving lower, do expect it to come down into this area, 55 or so. If it can't make a new low for the day, though, it could very well turn around and give us a bit of a reaction rally. So little surprised that we, once it went down there, made the low, touched on the low of the day, but did not make a new low. A little bit disappointing, obviously, now that we're on the short side. So we've got our stop in place. Okay, just formed another decel bar as it tried to rally up. Okay, just restarted the recording again. As you can see that it just doesn't seem to want to go any lower, so obviously in jeopardy here of getting stopped. It's come up, and okay, there we go. So we did get stopped on that trade. Ended up by losing a tick on the second half of the position, so minus 2 ticks on those two contracts, plus 6 ticks on each of the first two, so plus 12 and minus 2, so net gain on that of 10 ticks on that particular trade. So we didn't get the sell-off we were looking for, just it still had a bit of a profitable trade. Each tick in the emini S&P, in case you're not familiar with it, is $12.50, so we did net 10 ticks on that, so a little bit of a profit on that trade, so that's okay. It looks like the market just doesn't have the seller strength to follow through that we were anticipating, and so we will look to perhaps get onto the long side of this market. Should it be able to move above that 59.75 and hold, we could have a little burst of movement higher, perhaps up into the 65 area or so, which would be the next level that we'd be looking at. So that's really about it. Daytradethemarkets.com is our website. info@daytradethemarkets to contact us. And you got any questions about this video or any of the other things that you see on our website, lots of videos there to check out as well. So go ahead and check it out, and I look forward to hearing from you.